Welcome to Degentalk. Today we're talking about the Euro 2016 quarterfinals. We've got 8 teams left, and we're going to go over some picks. I'm here today with Yuval. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, thanks. Thanks for coming on. And of course, Yuval is part of the Telegram sports bet community. So if you guys are interested to come chat with us, talk about picks and stuff, we cover all sports. People from all are welcome to come. Check out the link in the description. But just to get it off, we've got Poland against Portugal. Now, Poland, just won in penalty shots. Even they won by 1 penalty shot, in fact.
Mhm.
And and it's also interesting because Portugal won in extra time, 1-0 against Croatia. So you got 2 teams that just did barely get by in their games, but they did win.
Yeah.
And the momentum was with Switzerland at the last half of that game against Poland. Wouldn't you agree? The
Um,
feeling. What do you think?
Actually, I think that the game was more balanced than people say it was. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like Poland had a bit of a better start because Switzerland didn't look that threatening, in my opinion. And I think that the main part of why people see that Switzerland looked a bit better is because Poland's strike force wasn't really delivering. The likes of Robert Lewandowski, which is considered to be one of the best strikers in the world, hasn't scored a single goal all Euros long, and that's really concerning. So I think people are either over evaluating Switzerland, which you can't really over evaluate Switzerland, seeing that they're actually a very, very strong national side when you look at their team as a whole, or they're either underestimating Poland, which I think is a big mistake because Poland is also a very solid team. So
Okay. Yeah, definitely. They are solid, and they did make it this far, so definitely I don't want to take away from that. But it was a pretty tough, grueling game, 1-1. And even in the extra time, 1-1. So here coming in, Poland is definitely the underdog. You get a money line is at 4, and money line Portugal pays 2.2 though. So even though Portugal is the favorite, it's still paying a lot. Now I'm reading this as they think that this might even go to extra time. So you're risking, with your money line and regulation on Portugal, that it will go to extra time. And to advance is more of the odds that you might expect. Here we got to advance Portugal 1.58, almost 1.59, and Poland to advance 2.5. And we also got the goals. And also, interestingly enough, you would think, oh, yeah, Portugal, it's going to be high scoring. I think a lot of people think that. But, they've got it as already 1.5 goals is at 1.6. So the bookies are not showing a high scoring game. That's what they think. What do you think, Yuval? You think Poland has value at regulation, straight up at 2.7, or at half a point to get the tie 1.7 there, or do you think that Portugal is the team to support here?
actually, I think that Poland can actually pull up a big upset here. I think that the bookies are a bit over evaluating Portugal because all tournament long, Portugal have looked very, very, underperforming. They've been very underperforming, which they shouldn't be. When you look at their roster, they have obviously Cristiano Ronaldo and the likes of Nani and Ricardo Carvalho and Pepe and who not, and that is a very, very, and it's very concerning to see how they perform because during the group stages, their only good game, in my opinion, was the one against Hungary, which, they did show their sort of attacking potential, but their defense was horrific that game, and that was very concerning. But Poland are actually, they have the chance to pull up an upset here. And I actually, I do side a bit with Poland on this one, but obviously Portugal are going to be the favorites because of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay, and what do you think about the goals? They're already giving you for just a straight up over to 2.1, or you could go on the underside. Let me see here. Yeah, well, under 2.5, you only get 1.4. So you could go with just 2 goals either way, and get the push if it's a 1-1 game. What do you think about betting on the goals? You think that's something to stay away from, or would you rather look at the winners market?
Actually, I think that a goal-related bet is very, very valuable here, because Poland and Portugal both haven't really looked their best attackingly, and I think that under 2 goals might be a very good bet because if there's a 1-1 at regulation, you get your money back, so that's good. But if there's 1-0 or whatnot, then you can have a good bet on that because um, both teams, again, Portugal haven't looked their best defensively, but they have improved a bit as of late. And if you look at Poland's team, they have very good defensive players in the likes of Glick and Piszczek. So getting past those defenders might be a bit tough for either team. But I think that under 2.5 or under 2, that's a very nice bet. But it's all about playing the odds because at 1.7, those odds aren't too good. The payback isn't too big. So I think you might want to adjust the odds a bit. It just depends on the odds.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. I'm also thinking that on the under here, but yeah, 1.77 isn't a lot. Let's just briefly see what they have for the first half. Just curious here. Over, so you can go under a goal first half pays 2.18. I might consider that.
That's actually it's somewhat of a good bet, to be honest.
I could see that happening. I could see Portugal getting really frustrated, complaining a lot, and Poland playing really good defense, but not getting a score. I could definitely see that happening on the first half. So, all right, for the sake of this video, in pregame, then I would go first half under half a point for 2.18 right now. You have any pick this far out?
Well, I think this game is a bit too risky to bet on, if I'm completely honest. I'm still favoring Poland here because, in my opinion, they look just a bit stronger. But Portugal, they're Portugal. As long as they have Cristiano Ronaldo, anything can happen. So, I myself am favoring Poland, but it's too risky, in my opinion.
Okay, great. All right, let's move on to the next one. We've got Wales versus Belgium. Also an interesting matchup. Now, Wales, they barely got past Northern Ireland. You could say, I believe it was, I don't know if it was officially an own goal, actually.
No, I think it was an own goal, yeah.
Yeah, that I remember watching it. So, they weren't really able to do much. Although, if you look back, I guess Wales played more teams that were attacking, and now it was a reverse role where Wales was had to be the attacking team against a team that wanted to play more defense. I don't think Belgium is going to be more the defensive team. Of course, everyone knows about their lineup, and they scored 4 goals. They ran it up, against Hungary. I don't know here. I don't know if Wales is going to be able to pull this off, to be honest. Although Belgium did underperform in some of the earlier games, it seems like they're getting it together. What's your opinion on this game?
I agree with you. I'm favoring Belgium here. Not too much, but I'm favoring them. Belgium have started to look very, very like what everybody says they should be. Everybody's calling this Belgium side the golden generation of Belgians and, the Belgian national team. And I think that's very true. You look at the huge amount of talent in this team, Eden Hazard, former player of the year in the Premier League. You have Romelu Lukaku, which has been connected with the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea, which are huge clubs compared to Everton. Kevin De Bruyne, which just came off an excellent season in Manchester City. And in the defense, they have Toby Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen and who not. And with a world-class keeper like Thibaut Courtois, you really do expect them to perform at the level that they are right now. And they did play like against Hungary. in my opinion, that Eden Hazard performance against Hungary with a goal and an assist is one of the best single player performances in this tournament. But you can't count Bale. You can't count Wales out. It's instinct to call Wales Bale. But really, you can't count them out. They might have that star man in Bale, which is one of the best players in the world right now. But if you look at how they played, they finished top of their group. They managed to qualify against the Northern Ireland team, which they didn't play too bad. McGovern, their goalkeeper, Northern Ireland's goalkeeper, he had a great tournament, but an unfortunate old goal cost him to have not a clean sheet, and obviously got Wales to go through. But I think that Wales have a strong side. Chris Coleman is doing excellent jobs there. He's playing the right players. He sees potential in players of which he needs. For example, Chester, who plays in West Brom, I believe, he is having an excellent tournament right now. But despite that, I'm still favoring Belgium here. They've come back to what they should have played, whether it be against the game against Italy, which they lost 2-0. I think that Belgium should pull away this one, but I don't think it'll be a very high scoring game. But I think that Belgium should have some, they should have a good performance here.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck on the over 2 goals. I could see 2 goals happening. Wales scoring a goal. I don't have it here. I would have to go to another book, Five Dimes or somewhere. But I would also check Wales to score just to see what the odds are. It could be a long shot, but if the odds are good, I might even just do it. Just Wales team goals over half.
Yeah,
But
I actually will agree with that bet because there can be a free kick, and
yeah,
with Gareth Bale scoring in all of his 3 games in the group stages, with 2 of them I think from the free kick, it's gonna be pretty sick to see if he can score against Belgium. Just saying.
right. Yeah, so I think I would side with Belgium too right now, and depending on the odds on team goals, Wales over half, I would consider that. Just depends on
That
what
sounds
the
very, very, very plausible. Yeah.
yeah. All right, let's go on to the next one. Interesting matchup: Italy against Germany.
Game of the
Now,
round.
game of the round. This is pretty crazy game. I'm not 100% sure what to make of it right now, but I will say, as far as the German side, they did make a substitution. Draxler played last game. He did get a goal. So they have made some adjustments on the offense. They did get 3 goals against Slovakia. You could say, okay, that's Slovakia, but don't underestimate them either. I think they're a good team, but they're showing that they're making changes on the offense. And the reason I want to mention Boateng is because he did have some trouble with his calf. He looks fine right now, but if you're going to look at lineups, I would want to. If I was going to support Germany, I would want to have Boateng in the defense. He's been pretty crucial to that really strong defense. And actually, I think the reason Germany's still in it, because at the beginning they didn't score much at all, and the defense was really saving them. Now, Italy looked great last game, and they played really good defense the other games. So I'm actually not really sure. I mean, you would say that sounds pretty even. Let's go with the dog, Italy. But look at this, Germany money line 2.24. It sounds almost too good to be true. What do you think about this game?
Well, I myself am a Germany supporter, so I have to side with Germany here. But
Okay.
Italy, they have been, in my opinion, one of the strongest teams in the tournament, and I feel people underestimate them a lot. Um, they have had one of the best defensive campaigns I've ever seen in a Euros tournament. And they managed to beat Spain 2-0. I didn't manage to catch the game, but from what I heard, they had a very good game in that one, whether it be with Spain not performing as they should have, or whether it be with Italy's excellent game. I just saw they won 2-0, and I was very impressed because everybody thought that Spain, they came in after beating, a lot of teams, even though they lost to Croatia the last game of the group stages. Everybody thought that Spain was going to win this, but Italy did surprise people. in the Germany versus Slovakia game, I watched that game, and I think it was the best team performance of this tournament. Germany played that slick German-like game, that German engineering at its core. It was incredible. Even though with that Mesut Ozil miss, Julian Draxler had a great game with an assist and a goal. Jerome Boateng with a clean sheet and a excellent goal, stunning goal for a center back, to be honest. Manuel Neuer is Neuer, so he's always gonna look out for to keep that clean sheet, and he's the best keeper in the world in my opinion. He has very close competition from the likes of De Gea, but I think that Neuer can be a big factor in this game. Italy doesn't have the best strike force. When you look at its strikers, they have the likes of Immobile, Zaza, Pele, and Eder, which are not, they're not close to levels of Gomez and Muller. And although Muller hasn't played his best this tournament, obviously hasn't played the best his tournament, I think that Italy's strike force is just lacking that same quality that Germany's strike force is having. So I am going to side Germany in this one, but Italy has a very big potential for an upset here. If first of all Buffon starts, to be his really competitive and patriotic self, and he can lead the entire team to victory. But I am siding Germany here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna side Germany, and I was just gonna say that Italy is really dangerous in the corners, standard situations, things like that. That's where I could see them having the most trouble. But that being said, Germany's been really solid defending that against all teams so far. So I'm going to go with Germany in regulation, actually. 2.24. That's good enough for me. Goals over 2. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on that. Italy could play. Depends. They play. Both teams play really good defense, actually. So I'm not really sure on the over or the under. So I'm going to skip that one. All right, and we got Iceland against France. The successful underdog of the whole tournament, the story of the tournament. Iceland against the host France. What a classic matchup. What a story it would be if Iceland were to beat France after beating England. But I kind of doubt it. I like Iceland. I like how they played, but I think England was really overrated. They're kind of like Portugal. They've got a good lineup, but they just don't perform well as a team. And Iceland is the opposite. They perform excellent as a team, and they perform to the top of their ability. So, but France has been improving. Let's see here. We got over under. Over, the bookies think it's going to be over game. They got it at 1.59 already for 2 goals. I would be hesitant to go with the under here with France, just like in that Albania game, how they scored 2 goals really quick. I think that the only thing France doesn't pay much. Money line 1.4. And France -1. I don't know if I like that either. They'd have to score 2 goals. What do you see here?
I think that the Iceland fairy tale ends in this game. As much as everybody's got to give it up to Iceland. They have made incredible, tremendous stride in this tournament, and everybody's been so surprised with them, including me. But I think that they can't win this game. France are the hosts, and they won. Everybody's backing them. Even I was backing them before the beginning of these Euros. And if they don't win here, it's not gonna go down only as an Iceland history. It's not gonna go down in the history of Iceland. It's also gonna go down in failure of the French national team. They're at their home turf. They have the likes of Payet, which is having an incredible tournament. A bit under the radar in these last few games, but he can always be a threat. Antoine Griezmann has come up big in these last few games. Managing to scored 2 goals in order to beat Ireland. Nobody thought that Ireland can have some sort of threat on the French national team. But Antoine Griezmann did very impress there. Pogba isn't having the best tournament, but in games like these, when he's playing against lesser teams, and you can't really call Iceland a lesser team after what they're doing, but they are a lesser team in comparison to France, which is one of the best national teams in the history of the Euros. They're just a lesser team, and Pogba can feast on these teams, and on in these games he can really shine, and I think that he is going to do that here. And the odds are very bad. As much as France are
Yeah.
going to win this, the money line is horrible. 1.425. That is very bad. But I think that a -1 handicap is very viable here. As much as the Icelandic goalkeeper, I forgot his name for a second, but the Icelandic goalkeeper, he has been having a good tournament. In his goal, Halderson, that's the name, Halderson. I don't think he can deal with the likes of Griezmann and Payet and Pogba and who not. I'm highly favoring France here. But if you can find better odds on that, then bet on that as much as you can.
Okay, yeah, good time to do some odds shopping, but if it's already at 1.425 here, I can also see the public betting on France too. So I think the chances of us getting good odds are low, but okay, -1 at 1.74. Let's just quickly take a check at the first half just to see what they're going to offer, because you might be able to do a first half second. I don't have a first half second half prop here, but I got France first half 2.0, so minus
That's
half a
actually
point.
not too bad, to be honest.
That's not too bad. You could
That's
go with
not
that. Right, you could go with that, or you could go with possibly one of these halftime full-time prop bets, or halftime draw full-time France, something like that. But yeah, I think I like this one for now. France
Yeah, I think
money
that's
line.
the most favorable bet for now. Because France do
Yeah,
have the firepower to score in the first half. So that's
definitely,
so.
definitely. Or even over one first half, that just somebody scoring a goal, you get a push. But if there's a crazy first half with two or more goals, you get that one. That I
Yeah,
would also consider that.
it's not too bad of an odds as well. So
Yep. All right. Well, thanks a lot for coming on. Everyone that's watching, make sure to follow the link to the Telegram group in the description, telegram.me/sportsbet. You can come chat with us. You can tell us our picks are great. You can tell us our picks are awful. You can join in the conversation. We're also covering all kinds of sports. We've got some guys talking about Wimbledon. I'm talking about UFC, MMA all the time. So come check us out. Thanks a lot. Subscribe to the channel and talk to you next time.